meeting. Y'all with me? And it was good for us to tell you the truth, because when I stepped back in the head biggest game and I haven't been there, it brought back so much memory.
Y'all don't even know Calvin for CCO. I know Calvin, you know what I mean?
The process is underway to potentially overturn the majority draw between Gervonta Tank Davis and Lamont Roach Jr. The situation has led to an unexpected split between Tank and his coach, Calvin Ford, particularly after the events that unfolded in Tank's corner during the fight. Tank's performance against Roach was chaotic, and the result perfectly mirrored his struggle in the ring. However, now, with the potential for the draw to be reversed, Tank, the WBA lightweight champion, has responded to the situation regarding Ford's departure.
When we first started off, and him saying all us working together, he was happy. And at the end of the day, what it's about.
Calvin Ford's reaction followed a recent development from Lamont Roach Jr.'s team and the New York State Athletic Commission, which is considering overturning the fight result. According to Dan Raphael of Fight Freaks Unite, Roach's lawyer, Greg Smith, sent a 4-page letter to the executive director of the New York State Athletic Commission, Matt ____. Smith is asking the commission to change the draw into a win for Roach Jr. The commission responded by announcing they are reviewing the controversial decision by referee Steve Willis in the 9th round, citing technical issues that prevented them from properly reviewing the call.
Slow down, I'm worrying about you because, boom, he knows that I spend time with my amateurs. You know me, both of y'all know me very well.
Yeah.
Don't I spend time with my amateurs?
Yeah, all the time.
All the time. That's my peeps. And he knows.
Referee Davis took a knee after Roach landed a punch before his cornerman wiped his face. Referee Willis began counting, initially treating Davis's knee as a knockdown, but then allowing the fight to continue. The New York State Athletic Commission is still reviewing the incident from Saturday's fight between Roach and Davis. In response, the commission explained that they were unable to review the referee's decision during the round in question due to a technical issue with the replay feed, meaning the referee's decision was final for that moment.
I don't know, did y'all see me in the ring tell him to keep counting? he started counting. I was like, why you stop? Like, keep counting. But
the commission is committed to ensuring the integrity of the sport and working closely with promoters and officials to prevent such technical issues in the future. Lamont Roach Jr., the WBA junior lightweight champion, fought Davis for the WBA lightweight title at Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York. Had the referee ruled Davis's knee as a knockdown, Roach would have won by unanimous decision, with judges scoring 115-113 for Tank and 114-114 twice. Despite this, there is uncertainty regarding the round scores, with some judges favoring Davis and others Roach.
I honestly don't know. I don't know. But I can't go back and change it, so.
Lamont.
5. Although protests rarely lead to overturned results in boxing, this situation might be an exception, particularly due to the controversy surrounding the fight's outcome. This has also sparked speculation about the relationship between Tank and Calvin Ford. Just 6 weeks prior to the Roach fight, Tank stated that Calvin was a permanent part of his team. But with Ford absent from the corner during the fight, Tank faced his first non-victory, leaving many to question the impact of this absence.
Because it was something that we didn't do. It's something that we normally do. Y'all with me? And it was good for us to tell you.
While many assumed Ford would be with Tank for the fight on March 1st, Ford had his own reasons for not being involved this time, as the possibility of the draw being overturned looms. Ford has now officially distanced himself from Tank's team. Fans were accustomed to seeing Calvin Ford and Kenny Ellis with Tank, forming a trio that became iconic, similar to famous coach-athlete relationships in boxing. However, Tank's corner now includes Barry Hunter, which fans did not expect.
I think it's good with Calvin because it's the first time he's not the head trainer in a while.
Yeah, for sure. Calvin, again, I said Calvin.
Ford offered some insights into the situation when speaking with Fight Hub TV. He acknowledged that Davis and Roach have sparred, often in the gym, and that Ford respected Roach's work ethic. While Ford made it clear that he wasn't leaving the team permanently, he emphasized that he was simply taking a step back from this fight, not altering the overall training structure. He suggested that people may be misinterpreting the situation, as it wasn't a breakup, but rather a temporary change.
He will always be around, you know what I mean? So, that's Pop's, like I said. So
when asked if the separation made their bond stronger, Ford explained that while he wasn't training Tank directly, he was reassured knowing that Tank was still training hard. Ford emphasized that being apart from Tank made them both appreciate each other more. Ford also noted that, like family members, time apart often brings people closer, and he could tell Tank missed him as much as he missed Tank.
Now, it's without me, without Calvin, it wouldn't be no me. You know what I mean? Because at first, when I came into the
Ford stated that while he and Kenny Ellis wouldn't be in Tank's corner, other coaches like Barry Hunter and Boogie would be present. He clarified that this change wasn't as big a deal as some might think, pointing out that it wasn't the first time changes had occurred in Tank's corner. Hunter, who has been with Davis since his early career, reassured fans that this was just a temporary adjustment, not the end of the strong bond between Tank and his coaching team. He also reminded everyone that misinformation often spreads online, and this situation was no different.
At DC, they call me Mo. Calvin is Calvin. You know what I mean? I got Calvin.
Tank Davis's history of slow starts almost cost him on Saturday night. In his WBA lightweight title defense against Lamont Roach Jr., the fight ended in a majority draw, leaving a stunned crowd of 19,000 to 150 at Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York. Davis kept his title, but likely wants to forget the chaotic contest. Fight ended with two judges scoring at 114 to 114, while the third had Davis ahead 115 to 113. ESPN also scored at a 114 to 114 draw.
On live, but I went back and I watched it, and Tank lost that fight, period. And that's even without the knockdown, he lost.
After the fight, Davis praised Roach, calling him a skilled fighter with punching power. He described the bout as a lesson, expressing hope for a rematch. In a bizarre moment, Davis took a knee in the 9th round after being touched by a jab, but referee Steve Willis did not count it as a knockdown for Roach. Davis explained that the grease from his hair got in his eye, causing him to go down, but the fight continued with no penalty.
The fight, just didn't do enough work. I thought that Roach's game plan was.
Had the knockdown been ruled, Roach could have won the round 10-8. Instead, the judges scored it 10-9 for Davis. Davis clarified, saying the grease in his hair caused his eyes to burn when he began sweating. Roach didn't disagree with Davis's explanation, but stressed that the rules were clear. If a fighter takes a knee and the referee starts counting, it should be counted as a knockdown. Roach believed that with a knockdown, he would have won, although he didn't rely on that to secure the win. Davis entered the fight as a huge favorite, with many expecting him to score his 29th knockout by stopping Roach, who was making his lightweight debut. However, Roach absorbed Davis's hard shots and responded with counter-punches that stunned both Davis and the crowd. The typically patient Davis struggled early, waiting for Roach to make a mistake he could exploit.
There too, I feel like Lamont definitely won. I feel like Lamont Roach won. I definitely feel like Lamont Roach won. But a draw, it is what it is type shit, I ain't hating on the decision.
Roach refused to give Davis that opening, not allowing him to counter and push the action. Davis, initially smiling and conversing with Roach, had to get serious once he realized that Roach was not going to fold under pressure. Interview. The two had previously faced each other in the amateurs, with Davis winning. Their careers had since gone in different directions, with Davis becoming one of boxing's biggest stars, while Roach built a reputation as a solid fighter. Roach had one previous world title shot, but lost to Jamal Herring in 2019. Davis's rise to fame was cemented with his knockout of Ryan Garcia in 2023, but this fight almost caused him to lose the title in a lackluster performance. While Davis's past success may have given him a false sense of confidence, Roach was well prepared for everything Tank had to offer, including his powerful punches. By the middle rounds, Davis's usual smile disappeared as he realized the knockout he had expected wasn't going to happen. The champion started to press the action, but Roach stood firm, landing counter punches and combinations. Davis focused on working the body, while Roach stayed aggressive, pushing forward In round 8, Roach stunned Davis with a counter right hand. Though Davis wasn't in serious trouble, it highlighted the fact that he couldn't fight recklessly. Davis admitted that he was breaking Roach down but kept his cautious approach, aware that making mistakes could cost him.
It was a great event. Great event. It was a great fight. They put in a fantastic performance. Both of them did, for real. Both of them really did put in a fantastic performance. It was a great fight, you know? All that good stuff. All that good stuff. You know?
As the fight entered the final rounds, Davis pushed the pace, landing powerful shots, but he never came close to hurting Roach. His increased activity in the later rounds earned him all 3 judges' favor in the final 2 rounds, salvaging the draw and allowing him to retain his title. Davis landed 103 of 279 punches, while Roach was more active, landing 112 of 400.
He just did. We got off the canvas once. It ain't about the dub with me. It's about you got that will.
Roach expressed disappointment in the decision, believing he had won the fight, though he acknowledged that it was a close contest between 2 skilled fighters. Despite not winning officially, Roach considered it a victory for himself, with the rematch being something he hoped for in the future. Meanwhile, rumors about a split between Davis and his coach, Calvin Ford, have been confirmed. There were various factors contributing to the split, likely due to training camp tensions or Ford's reluctance to discuss the matter. Davis has remained quiet on the issue until now.
Yeah, he already seen it.
He said, I can't
That's
get
the
it.
difference. And Tank was holding the conversation. Tank said, yo, how about Tank can't, every fight Tank come tell me, I'm going to knock him out.
When Tank Davis broke his silence, the narrative shifted, revealing that the issue was not just with Calvin Ford, but also with Leonard Ellerbe. It was revealed that since Ellerbe left Mayweather Promotions, he no longer had to remain neutral between Tank and Floyd Mayweather. Following his departure, Ellerbe began focusing all his attention on Tank Davis. While Ellerbe has been helpful, Calvin Ford feels that many of Davis's poor decisions can be traced back to his influence.
When I talk to him, I'm not talking to little Tank anymore. I'm talking to the grown man Tank. For being with him for so many years, it's amazing.
As a result, Ford hasn't been too pleased with Leonard Ellerbe's constant presence around Davis. In the past, it was always Tank Davis, Calvin Ford, and Kenny Ellis, a trio that even under Mayweather Promotions was inseparable. Floyd Mayweather respected their unity, but since leaving Mayweather Promotions and with Ellerbe joining them, their relationship has become strained. Davis has been making questionable career decisions, and Ford believes he has been manipulated by Leonard Ellerbe. According to Davis's camp, everyone except Tank shares this opinion about Ellerbe, who is known for aligning with whoever brings the most financial gain. First, he worked with Floyd, and once he stopped benefiting from that, he moved to Tank. This situation ultimately led to the split between Davis and Ford.
What we're saying is a big fight.
Right.
And Tank's gonna get every last one of these guys y'all want him to get. You just can't get them all in one night.
Did you see what he tweeted at Shakur?
No, I didn't.
Ellerbe played a key role in Floyd Mayweather's promotional success, helping promote some of the biggest boxing events like Mayweather vs. Pacquiao. He also helped elevate Tank Davis to a PPV star and promoted his fight with Frank Martin. Since leaving Mayweather Promotions in 2022, Davis has fought top fighters such as Rolly Romero, Hector Luis Garcia, Ryan Garcia, and Frank Martin, solidifying his place among the elite in the lightweight division. Some believe this break from Mayweather was the best career decision for Davis, a viewpoint echoed by boxing commentators. Or after Davis's fight with Martin and Ellerbe's departure from Mayweather Promotions, a popular YouTube boxing commentator weighed in, arguing that leaving Floyd Mayweather was the best decision for Davis's career. While Mayweather's name holds great weight in boxing, the commentator pointed out that Davis's transformation and progress are clearer now. Calvin Ford had previously predicted that Davis's future would be different, and events have played out accordingly.
Oh, watching them in camp, it scares me. You know what I'm saying? Because the things that he's doing and his maturity of, how would you...
In hindsight, Ford's concerns about Davis's maturity were justified. Before Davis's fight with Frank Martin, Ford expressed his worry about Davis's focus, stating that the way he conducted himself in camp could lead to mistakes in the ring. Ford, however, urged people not to read too much into the situation, stressing that Tank's focus would shine through when it mattered.
A press conference. Let's look at history. Let's look at the stats.
For sure.
So, again, but how many times y'all came here, y'all, he did, one time he did show up.
Calvin Ford also addressed the fans, apologizing for a delay and reassuring them that Davis would make it up with an exceptional performance on fight night. Ford emphasized that Tank's training process is unique, and fans should trust that he knows what he's doing, even if it doesn't always align with expectations.
And for the fans, who do the conspiracy theory, there's no concerns,
No, we great.
Yep.
We great. Trust me. Y'all want y'all guy to come out and put on that show for y'all. Trust me.
Ford expressed confidence that Davis would make it to the press conference, pointing out that Tank had never missed one before. Looking at Davis's history, Ford predicted that Tank would be ready and would deliver a stellar performance, especially after being away for 14 months. He emphasized that their goal was to put on a great show for the fans. Tank Davis's power and reputation have made an impression on everyone, including Calvin Ford, Floyd Mayweather, and even Devin Haney. His impact on the sport continues to grow, with everyone keeping an eye on his every move.